Well, hello there. Let's talk about this book right here, The New Thing by Michael Lewis. Now, Michael Lewis is a really well-known author. He's the author of a book like Moneyball, and so there's a whole bunch of books from Michael Lewis, kind of a mix of Silicon Valley and other topics. A really, really great author. And this story is about Jim. I'm blanking on his name. I believe it's Clark, if I'm not mistaken. I should know this before I go into the review. But Jim Clark, who in the end is the founder of Netscape. And so if you don't remember Netscape was one of the first kind of browsers on the internet. And so it was one that was a Silicon Valley unicorn that would go out and make lots and lots of money and make value for that person. Now, he's also the founder of Silicon Valley Graphics, and then he also founds a company later on centered around health. And this story really revolves less around those companies and the stories of those companies and more around the person. Because really, when you look at Jim Clark was a Silicon Valley founder, starter of businesses, and a really interesting one because he typically, once he started a business, he had no interest in running it. And so really he became one of the first people that the VCs out there looked to and said, okay, if this guy's going to start a business, we're going to fund it and we're going to give him money to do so. And so it really follows that story, and it follows that story of how he came to be, how he kind of a little bit about each business, how each business did a little bit. And then also it really centers it all around his kind of quest to build a sailboat that's pretty much run completely on computers. And so it's a fascinating book about one of those kind of early Silicon Valley investors and one of the ones you don't hear a lot about. And it's called The New Thing because that's what he was always looking for. He's looking for the new thing to make that money and be a successful company. And it's so much to a point when they get to the health company, it's really just a big idea. And then they hire some great engineers to kind of build it out. And so I do recommend this book. If you're looking for something that is a little more kind of in the Silicon Valley story and a little more current, it's not that. But obviously Michael Lewis, great author. And I will be reading some more of his books.